Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a full day of eating. We have quite the breakfast here. I'm wasting no time, I'm getting right into it. What we have here are 3 pasture-raised eggs. In this bowl, we have 2 servings of non-fat Greek yogurt with a serving of maple syrup, as well as 1 serving of organic blueberries. And then we have 1 cup of raw milk with a serving of maple syrup in there as well. Total calories for this breakfast is 1,000 calories. Overall macros is going to be 60 grams of protein, 112 grams of carbs, 8 grams of fiber, and then 36 grams of fat. If you have ever watched a full day of eating on this channel before, this breakfast looks a little different than usual. You see, I used to eat a lot like Greg Doucette, Will Tennyson, a lot of these anabolic recipes. And although they are good and although they are great for losing weight because it is calories in versus calories out, I have sort of shifted my focus more on eating whole, nutritionally dense foods, even if they are a little higher in calories. And honestly, I really like eating this way. You see, I normally would not eat whole eggs with butter because it's going to be extremely high in fat, making the calories pretty high. I definitely would never use regular just maple syrup, but ever since I started focusing eating like this, I have definitely noticed a difference in my day-to-day. You see, this style of eating is definitely more like Paul Saladino, who really sticks to what's called animal-based, which is meat, fruit, honey, raw dairy. And I've started to incorporate some of those foods in my diet. And I have noticed a difference in terms of the way I feel, energy, gut health. I don't really feel bloated at all with this kind of food. I enjoy eating it as well. And honestly, even though it is a little bit more calorically dense, it is also nutritionally dense. And I'm kind of just compensated by eating more calories, but also doing more cardio. Now, outside of this video, I'll be honest with you, I also have not tracked my calories or macros in quite some time. I'm really just going off intuitively eating. It's been working out so far. My weight has stayed between 100 and like 78, 79 pounds to like 181, 182. I kind of just floated in that range. So I'm kind of right now just quote unquote maintaining my body fat, maintaining my weight while trying to just still add on muscle slowly over time. Last part of this meal right here is this raw milk with honey. Honestly, the raw milk by itself is actually pretty good. You add the honey to it though, and it tastes freaking delicious. That right there is meal number 1. It's about 1,000 calories. I still try and aim for eating around 3 to 5 meals per day. I'm really on the 3 meals side. As of lately, I've only really been eating 3 meals a day. Because I've been so busy with training clients and working, I don't really have time to eat like 4 or 5. So I'm kind of just resolved to eating 3 bigger meals per day. But this was meal number 1. I also kind of partly fasted because it's almost 12 p.m. I actually had to run to the grocery store and get some of this food, but we're still gonna get in 3 meals today. We'll see you guys as the day rolls on. Alrighty, we are about to get this workout, but first we need some pre-workout goodness, and that is organic, raw, unfiltered honey. I'm gonna do about 2 servings of this, which is about 60 calories per serving. And I guess this is like my second time I'm eating throughout the entire day, even though it's like more like a snack, wouldn't really consider it a meal. Now, I do not have a food scale for this, so I'm just gonna eyeball it and guess that I'm doing about 2 servings here. Now, some people like to have some simple carbohydrates before their workout, which I am all about. Some like to have fruit, honey, some like to have a Rice Krispie treat. In my opinion, a Rice Krispie treat before your workout is completely overrated. Every time I eat a Rice Krispie treat before the workout, it is like never a good workout. My stomach hurts. I never digest it well. That's just me personally. However, I do digest honey very well. I get great pumps from raw honey. I get great pumps from fruit. I even get great pumps from just regular white rice. But a Rice Krispie treat just does not agree with my stomach. I think it's the most overrated pre-workout snack of all time. I am looking at my camera right now and I only have 38% battery left on this camera, and there's no way this is gonna last me for a whole workout. So enjoy some workout footage that I have from the other day, doing a full upper body workout, and I will see you guys in the next meal of the day.
This night is cold in the kingdom. I can feel you fade away. From the kitchen to the bathroom, sink in. Your steps keep me awake. Don't cut me down, throw me out, leave me here to waste. I once was a man with dignity and grace. Now I'm slipping through the cracks of your cold embrace. So please, please, could you find let me down for me? A little things that I hope you can show me. If you want, I'll be strong.
Alrighty, it is post-workout and we have here the post-workout meal, and what I have here today is 1 pound of 85 15 ground beef. I mean, this is a lot of beef right here. 85-15, it's not the most lean ground beef like 96.4, 95.5, 90-10 even. I am having a bit higher fat cut of beef. But again, I'm only eating relatively 3 times per day. I need to make sure I'm getting in enough calories at the end of the day. And organic grass-fed ground beef at 85-15, it's still a very good quality of beef. And it's actually pretty affordable compared to most other meats out there. And personally, I love eating beef more than I love eating chicken or ground turkey. And so I eat mainly these days ruminant meat, so beef, bison, lamb, steaks, and then my other protein options would be like eggs and like dairy, like Greek yogurt. As well as I'm having 3 servings of frozen mango. It's about 140 grams per serving, so I'm having 3 servings of that. The overall calories after this meal are 2350. Overall macros after this meal is going to be 147 grams of protein, 212 grams of carbs, 14 grams of fiber, and then 104 grams of fat. Let's go ahead and give this ground beef a bit of a taste test here. And when I used to season my beef is literally just salt, and that's it. If you're thinking like, dang, just ground beef, that's pretty bland, pretty boring, but because it's higher fat, it's actually a lot more flavorful than just a leaner cut of ground beef. There's no way I could eat a pound of like 96.4 ground beef compared to this. Because I only really lifted today and I didn't do any boxing, like tomorrow I'm going to be boxing, my full day of eating for that does look a little bit different than today. I'll definitely have 1 to 2 meals before going into my boxing training. So I'll have breakfast and then probably some sort of beef and rice combination just to have a bit more calories to power me through that session. Just because I feel like I'm definitely going to be burning a lot more calories because it is cardio, it is a higher intense form of cardio, and I want to make sure I'm feeling my body the correct way to perform. Not to say that I can't do that while I'm weightlifting, but I don't find that I need as much food or as many calories to fuel me for my lift, especially because I'm not really a power lifter. I'm not really pushing for strength, I'm pushing for hypertrophy. Just training kind of close to, at, or past failure. I can kind of get away with eating just a little bit less food. Not to say that my calories aren't sufficient, but when I'm boxing for training, I do take that a little bit more seriously in terms of nutrition because it is higher endurance and I'm definitely burning more calories during the hour to hour and a half of boxing versus my hour to an hour and a half of weightlifting. Some people will say that you burn more calories weightlifting than you do cardio. That's simply not true. You definitely burn more calories doing cardio than you do weightlifting. Anyways, I'm gonna eat this beef and this fruit, and I will see you guys in the last and final meal of the day. To finish off the day, I ended up having a steak, which is around 13 or so ounces. This is a New York strip steak, and I did cook it with about a tablespoon of butter. To end the night, this brings my overall calories to 3262. Overall macros for the day are 222 grams of protein, 212 grams of carbs. We had 14 grams of fiber, and then 171 grams of fat. My overall calories being at 3200 isn't so bad. It's a little high. I like to just try and be right around 3000 calories. Some days I eat 32, some days I eat around 23. It just depends on the day and how hungry I am. These are relatively the types of foods that I'm having every single day. And I'm also extremely active as well. I mean, I'm training at least 6 days a week with a 7th day being active recovery. So even going for a walk, I'm never having a day where I'm completely at rest. And 2 days out the week, I'm actually doing boxing, which is an hour and a half of high intensity cardio. So I'm burning a lot of calories. So for me, 3,200 is enough to actually maintain my weight, which is around 180 pounds. This has been a full day of eating. I'm wrapping the video up here and I will see you guys in the next one.